In the past, there has not been a multi-year strategic plan that has guided budget priorities or was directly linked to student outcomes. This means that each year, our community and schools face a zero-sum dynamic, where access to limited resources are not made based on a long-term vision for our county schools, but rather based on a crisis framework that continues to happen annually. How are you, as a school board member, going to advocate for and help build out a multi-year strategic plan and budget that is open and accessible to our community and maintains an equity lens?
Okay, so as a community member, the strategic plan of years past, it has not been clearly evident, for sure. I do believe that, again, this takes a community approach. And what I mean by community is that we all need to be involved and invested in this process. And that starts with our county officials and our school board, as well as with our parents and our teachers. And I will continuously say that because, again, I am actively involved in our community, and I know that when we're all working together, we can rise together. But our objective needs to be first and foremost that we're fiscally responsible with our money. And I say our money because it is our money. Our tax dollars are being spent in trying to come up with solutions, the right solutions for our children and our education. So we have to be fiscally responsible first. The other thing is that we need to go over the budget with a fine-tooth comb. There are a lot of non-essential things, a lot of non-effective things and programs that are not working. So why not redirect those funds to our top priorities? And our top priority needs to be our children. They're our future. They're educating them and providing for them. It needs to be our top priority. So looking at our budget, looking at those things that aren't working, and getting rid of them, redirecting those funds so that we're not utilizing or trying to come up with additional funding or asking for more money from our community. There's money there. We just need to get rid of those things that aren't working. So,
Then let me clarify, as I understand the question, it is not one of, well, how do we budget responsibly? The question is, how do we budget in a way that looks forward for an extended period of time? Not just what can we do to bandage things together this year and then next year face the same crisis. How do we specifically craft a multi-year budget proposal that doesn't create a crisis year after year?
Yes.
Brief response. I apologize for re-asking the question.
No, I appreciate it, Scott. So I would say to that Johnson has, if you guys were able to see the preparation that he put and the work that the school board did with the budget, it is a strategic plan, and it is looking multi-year ahead to what we can do. I do know that there are some deficits in our school system, from the counselors to the number of, and it went off again.
See, I didn't do it.
I will project. So I know that there are some deficits that exist in our community, and we do need to come up with a multifaceted approach. We have one. It looks like there is one that is being crafted. I think, again, that this is not a decision that can be solely relied upon one person, but it does take all of us working together, where we are vetting different programs, we are looking at systems and finding ways that we can get rid of the things that aren't working. And this is currently, yes, but in finding the extra monies that are not essential and are not being effective, we have an opportunity to utilize those funds to put more counselors in schools, to put more SRO officers where they need to be for safety. We have the opportunity to provide those other programs that can help us rise together. So as far as the strategic plan goes, that looks like, again, all of us sitting down at the table and coming together for a solution that may not already exist. Does that answer? I don't know if you want this. You just hold it for
Mr. Shaw, I know that you didn't write these questions, so I'm going to shoot the messenger once again.
Fair enough.
Shoot away.
Yeah, your assumption, once again, is incorrect.
Okay.
We have a strategic plan, and we have had. My very first board meeting 18 years ago was a weekend retreat with then interim superintendent Kirk Kelly, and we developed that strategic plan. When Dr. Johnson got to town, well, we revisited that plan and we updated that plan, and this year's budget is budgeted to that plan. So to assert that we hadn't had one is just not correct. Secondly, I would say that one of my colleagues on the board, Miss Tiffany Robinson, for a long time has advocated for a 3-year budget plan. And I support that idea. Now, there's some challenges related to that because we don't know from year to year to year exactly what our growth money is going to be and what that revenue money is going to be. But we can make a pretty good guess. So I support that we look at that. And I got to tell you, for the first time last year in over a decade, this board presented the county commission with a balanced budget. And we did it again this year. So we're showing fiscal responsibility. And I don't think that the way to fix things is to always put more money into things. That's not the way to fix things. It's just not. And I know that my responsibility, or part of my responsibility as a board member, and I know it's Commissioner Martin, who's my commissioner here in District 3, and our mayor, we have a responsibility to be good stewards of the money that the taxpayers give us. So I think that's critical that we keep that in mind. Throwing money after things is just not always the answer. But we have a strategic plan, a very good strategic plan that anybody can access by going on that website. And if you compare that to our budget, we're budgeted to that long-term strategic plan. So the question, that assumption, that question is incorrect, whoever wrote that.
Fair. Ms. Hurley, in your rebuttal.